Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of MSI Pro Cast. Today we're going to take a break from components and talk about something we look at every day, our monitor. And as you know, it is not easy to choose a new monitor. Which panel type is right? How fast should it be? And what other features should you consider? Let's take a look. Apparently, the average American only spends 10 hours a day consuming content on a screen. So obviously it's imperative to find a screen that will suit you best. All three technologies have their pros and cons, but as the tech gets better, making your choice can be even harder. So that's where we come in to help you out. Starting with IPS panels, they are capable of high refresh rates like 144 Hz and more. They offer good response times between 4 to 12 milliseconds. They offer delivery of the best color reproduction in the business and are used traditionally in content creation. They feature great viewing angles and are used in a lot of tablets and mobile devices. So basically, viewing angles nowadays, IPS equals VA. However, both are better than TN. Nonetheless, these panels have been traditionally more expensive, but the price of IPS panels has gone down a lot and we should expect it to continue. Then we have the much beloved TN panels, which are by far the most used. They produce some of the highest refresh rates and lowest response times in the business. These panels are traditionally praised by professional gamers. They come equipped with great contrast, they're fairly cheap, but sadly they are not perfect, as the color accuracy is not as good as IPS, and they underperform when it comes to viewing angles, making them a poor choice for curved displays we love so much. Finally, we have VA panels. These are traditionally middle ground tech for monitors. They are a bit pricier than IPS, but are capable of way better viewing angles, making them the ultimate choice for curved displays. VA panels also offer the best blacks you can get on a display with very little panel light leak, which is great for watching movies or playing dark PC games in the dark. So remember, today's VA technology is far better than IPS and even on par speed-wise with some of the best TN monitors out there, making VA a fine choice. This leads us to talk briefly about resolutions. Our three main resolutions are 1080, which is 1920 by 1080, 1440, which is 2560 by 1440, and 4K, which is 3840 by 2160. For these resolutions, you may also find the so-called U-wide variant, which changes the aspect ratio from the classic 16:9 to something a little bit more movie-like with a 21:9 ratio and even maybe a 32:9 ratio. All you have to remember is U-wide is cool, but more pricey. Pro tip, when choosing the resolution for your display, be sure to take into account pixel density. This is the amount of pixels per square inch on your screen. Just like smartphones, the higher the pixel density, the finer and sharper the image will be. Also take into account viewing distance. But I'm sure you get the idea. Nobody likes to see pixels. One of the greatest innovations in monitor technology is syncing. Syncing matches the refresh rate of your monitor to the frame rate of your graphics card, which is obviously great for gaming. Before sync, you might have noticed gaps between the screen refresh rate and the frames being delivered by the GPU. This resulted in in-screen tearing and ghosting. With syncing, however, this problem is solved. There are two technologies known as G-Sync from NVIDIA and FreeSync from AMD, which are nearly identical in quality when it comes to sync frames. Two important elements to note here is that you'll need to use an NVIDIA GPU on a G-Sync monitor and an AMD GPU on a FreeSync monitor. But it's up to you, the choice is yours. This leads us to refresh rates, or frame rates. A monitor's frame rate is an indication of how often a picture on the screen can be updated per second. The refresh rate of a monitor is important as it has a significant impact on visual comfort. This is especially true for fast-moving images and the reduction of screen fatigue. The most common refresh rates are 60 Hz, 120 Hz, 144 Hz, and 160 Hz. 60 Hz works well for non-PC gaming activities as well as console use. 120 Hz, a definite must nowadays for PC gaming, and ideal for extended use times and fast motion content. 144 Hz, even better and targeted at pro gamers. 165 Hz to 240 Hz, totally awesome if your wallet allows for it. No matter what frame rate you're going for, make sure it's adapted to what you're doing the most. Today, I wouldn't recommend anything under 120 Hz, even if it's for casual gaming. And last but not least, connectivity. Oh my, we've come a long way. Do you even remember this thing? I do. Today we've got two main connectors for displays, HDMI and DisplayPort. HDMI, which is the most common one, goes up to 4K at 60 frames per second on HDMI 2.0. Can be very cheap but requires good quality cables for a good signal, especially 4K. DisplayPort, which is also very common, can drive up to 8K at 60 frames per second, supports HDR 10 bits, and can even lock in. We also have two legacy connectors in use. VGA or D-sub, and DVI. VGA is super old, supports up to 2048 by 1536, and it's analog. DVI is fairly old as well, has many variants making it a difficult port connector to work with. It's capped at 144 Hz max on dual link, and can convert from digital to HDMI. So, like I said, choosing a monitor is not easy, but I hope this video gives you a clearer picture of what's worth considering. So remember, screen technology, display size, resolution, and refresh rates are the specs that matter the most. When comparing prices and models, you might also want to pay attention to details such as speakers, USB connectivity, or sometimes even the quality of buttons and on-screen settings. Can the monitor rotate from landscape to portrait? And how sturdy is the height adjustment mechanism? So let me know in the comments below what your current specs are and what your dream specs are. Don't forget to subscribe to MSI and give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching and happy gaming.